Hey guys, Brent Messmer here from Technical Taekwondo. Today I would like to talk to you about a skip side kick and the evolution of how to go through and make your skip side kick better, stronger, and faster. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So, skip side kick is one of the most powerful kicks that you can throw. When you are starting off on your skip side kick, first of all, go back and study the lead leg side kick. Lifting the knee, pivoting the base foot, driving through, making sure you're not laying down, that you're squeezing your oblique muscles, squeezing into the target so you're going to stay up as your balance is all the way up into position. Getting all those elements in place. If you have to, go back to the handrail or the wall and grabbing and focusing on getting that knee up, pivoting out the base foot so that you can come in at the proper angle. When you are doing the skip side kick, back foot comes up, makes the T or an L if you're here. I usually make a T just so I'm in the center of my foot coming through. So 1 and then 2 with the lead foot. And on the skip side kick, until we get the coordination figured out, we're just going to walk through 1, 2. One of the main things that beginners do when they start is they go 1, trying to get speed or momentum going into the target, then 2 and 3. If I step with that front foot because I think I'm too far away, because I think I need the speed to get started, that just tells your opponent, here I come. It's not something that you want to get in the habit of doing, is moving with that front foot every single time that you kick. So if you can hide your motion and not step, it's very easy to see. Here I come, right? Or it's just a little bit quicker, it's a little bit hard to see. It gives your opponent less time to react. And as soon as this back foot comes here, I drive my knee up. 1. Back foot's kicking this front foot out of the way and driving that knee up and in. Remember, I want my knee higher than my foot. I don't want this kind of a back kick motion coming in where my knee is low. I want my knee high, driving that heel through like a piston. And remember, the kick is not finished until you re-chamber. So I'm coming in, bringing that knee back before I set it down. So one of the more common mistakes on a skip is not really understanding the distance that you need to be at. It's not step and simply touch with your leg, because the skip, I'm actually going to be covering distance. I'm probably going to be covering 8 to 12 inches depending on how much I skip coming through. That just depends on how much I launch. And as you practice this, you can adjust how much you're going to launch. Hopefully it's not too weird that the video is focused on my feet and I cut my own head off. If it is, you're going to have to deal with it, because it is what it is. Nobody wants to see my face anyway. I ain't that pretty. If I was pretty, I'd have 1 million followers. I'm just an old fat bald guy who likes to kick things. Hey guys, I want to interrupt this video real quick for this brief announcement. Master Grove is having an overnight seminar talking about the muscle, the bone alignment, the structure that totally changed our entire system. And he wants to do the same thing for other black belts, other instructors. Introduce more people to these ideas that we've been talking about on this channel a little bit. But he's going to go into a lot more detail, much more focused over almost 20 hours of instruction. The seminar is going to be Thanksgiving weekend, so that's the 29th and 30th of November. If you want to register, I will leave a link below so that take you right to our website, but it's risingstartaekwondo.com/legacy. Now let's get back to the video. If you don't know why the bottom foot needs to be pivoted, this is something that's very easily testable. Yeah, I guess that's the right word. So the reason your base foot is pivoted out all the way, think about when you are walking, when you are running, what's the last part of your foot that leaves the ground? Your toes. You're pushing off the ground with your toes last. So if I'm pushing myself that way to drive myself forward, that makes sense. my bottom foot's not pivoted, I'm pushing off the side of my foot. So I'm pushing off the side, which means I'm pushing off the side of my knee, which is not comfortable. There's no strength there whatsoever. I'm pushing with bones and muscles that are not lined up. If I turn my foot, now I can push into the target a lot easier. If I'm doing a jump kick and I'm landing, I want to land with that bottom foot fully pivoted so that I can absorb the impact with my knee and my ankle. If I'm doing a jump kick and I land sideways, my knee is absorbing laterally because you want to land with that bottom foot pivoted so you don't blow your knee out. Kind of important. So there's not a whole lot technical to talk about on the skipping motion. There's really just two main common mistakes that people make. Number one is they step. Number two, they don't pivot all the way on the skip. Remember, it is easier to pivot in the air. So as you're coming in, turn that foot, land with your toes facing the opposite direction. It doesn't make sense to stay sideways and then try to pivot as you kick. So the evolution of your jump side kick from the step side kick actually starts with just a basic pop lead leg side kick. Just getting the reps built up where you can come in and drive through. Once you're comfortable doing that, the second part is sliding the back foot feet together, making a T as I pivot out the base foot, and then coming through and driving in with the heel. So 1, 2. The second level of this kick to make it faster is a skip side kick. Basically what I'm doing is instead of going 1, 2, kick on 3, I'm going 1, 2, and I kick on 2. So the back leg is coming up, I'm skipping in, driving that knee up nice and high, and then there's the leg extension. 1, 2. And once you understand skip side kick, you're gonna find it's one of the strongest kicks in Taekwondo. And it also has a higher percentage of landing than some of the other power kicks. It's not a hard kick to learn. The main part of the side kick is getting that knee up in front of the chest and driving in with the heel. Basically, once you understand a lead leg side kick, the skip side kick's just getting the distance, okay? Coming in this way. You can also modify this a little bit. Instead of hitting with the heel, you can turn and hit this with the knife edge of the foot. This would be called the knife edge or the blade of the foot here. So you kind of turn your foot sideways a little bit. That's also an acceptable way of practicing the side kick. It just depends on how you want to do it. I usually hit with the heel on my side kicks. I just feel it's stronger. The third level of this kick is a jump lead leg side kick. So again, we have 1, 2, kick on 3 on the step up side. We have 1 kick on 2 on the skip side kick. And then you have the jump lead leg side kick, which is one motion. I don't have to jump super high, but I do have a video on the Sangmakwan jump lead leg side kick. If you would like to see how we're jumping on that one, it's a little bit different. And that version does hit a lot harder. I'll leave a link below for that if you're interested in checking that video out. But on these jump lead leg side kick, I'm bending the knees, and when I jump, my base foot is landing at the same time my lead foot is hitting the bag. So it's 1, 2. Load into your stance. You're a bouncy fighter. When you go down, you're loaded. Okay. And that's the progression of a jump lead leg side kick, from the step side kick all the way through into the jump kick. That's pretty much what I have for you guys today. Until next time, God bless and keep on